All right, before we start working on our controllers, we're going to hop back into the server to install two different dependencies in order to read JSON once we make our calls to our routes. So we're going to install, let me type, please. Let me type. Oh, it's trash, this one making a one. Okay. PMI Morgan and body parser. So let these two install, and we'll import them while we wait. Imports Morgan from Morgan. Alright, we'll also import body parser, camel case, from body dash parser. So there we go. Did I saw that right? Yes, I did. Okay. All right. Oh, we'll put from. There we go. Cool. So I got that going. All right. So we need to do some middleware. All right. So for our middleware, we make our requests. We have to do a if process.env. I'm sorry, this is not for our request, this is for our development environment. So we'll be on development. If we are on development, we're going to use Morgan. Dev, here we go. There we go, throw in that real quick. And then to read and parse view JSON. Oh, already got that. So used parse JSON so that it can be read. All right. We'll do app.use express.json. Lastly, app.use body parser.url encoded, do parentheses, curlies, extended, equal true. So this is just a basic boilerplate middleware in order to make our requests. Alright, so we'll leave a little bit of room for our routes down here that we're going to make in a little bit. We'll save this. Alright, so now for our controllers, we're going to make a new file. New folder called controllers. Inside, we'll make our controller for our users. So user controller.js. Alright, so in here, this is where we're going to save, create, do all of the CRUD applications. Alright, so first what we need to do, install one more thing. I'm going to install async handler for Express. Npm Express async handler. So this is used for making async calls. Right. We'll import this async handler from async. Boom, there we go. We're also going to need our user model, import user from models.userModel.js. Do not forget that JS or it's going to throw you an error, a not so fun error. Imports. We're going to do one more thing. Generate token. So before we do our controller real fast, we're going to need to do a new file to generate a token. So this will be under, we'll call it utils. We haven't made it yet, but we'll just call it utils for now. Generate token. .js. So when you, oh, someone's honking out there. So when you sign up for whatever website you're making, when you sign up a user, you're going to want to give them a token when they sign up. This is going to allow us to okay, so let's go and make that file. So don't need to save this, it's okay. Go to new file, not in the controller zone. Click out of it, file, utils. And here we're going to do our generate token.js. Here we go. Alright. In here, we're going to need to install npm JSON web token. Alright, and then we'll import JWT, just to make it simple, from JSON web. Where it should be auto, no, that's alright. JSON. I don't think it's installed. Try that one more time. API, JSON, web, token. I might have misspelled it. Oh, here it is. Okay, misspelled it probably. Alright, let's go back to, where were we? Our generate token, here we go. Grab it from JSON token. Boom. Alright. So, I'm going to make a new function. We'll go const generate token equals. We're going to get our ID from the user. We'll return JWT dot sign to our new object with our ID. And then another parameter, process, sorry, argument, .env dot JWT secrets. Ooh, secrets. Then one more, be another object. And this will be when the token expires. So we'll just say expires in 30 days. Oops. 30 days. Whole month. Alright. And we'll export default. Alright. Token. There we go. And so for this JWT secrets, that's just going to be kind of like our Mongo URI. So we'll save this, we'll go back to our .env, go under our URI, enter, we'll say JWT secrets. It's kind of like a password, equals whatever you want to put. It could be any random string. Just for simplicity's sake, I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, ABC, sure. Save that. Go back over to our controller. Alright, so for our first function, we're going to register a user. So, let's see, let's make a description. So we're going to get, no, we're not going to get, that's a different function. I'm going to register a new user. Register, just very off my spelling game today. Register a new user. Routes. We want to hit a post routes to API/users. the level of access will be public. It is public because any person should be able to make a new account when they register. So public. All right, for the function itself, we're going to go const register equals async handler. And we'll do our async function, async, our request and response, and then opening curly, closing curlies. All right, so when we make this request, we want the information from the request body. So we'll do request, or not request yet. We're going to want to destructure whatever we get back. Equals our request dot body. So whatever we're getting back from that request. And what we want back will be the full name. We're going to want email, the username, and the password. Alright, so think of when you sign up for a new account with Facebook. You want your full name in there, you want your email, a username, and a password when you're doing a register. So all that information is coming from the request into this function here. So now we want to see if the user already exists with these parameters. So we'll comment, we'll do a little comment. So if they exist, user exists, we will look for it in the database. We dot find one. Oops, right, user. We'll look based on their username. There we go. So we're going to look through our database and find a user based on their username. If we do happen to find that, we'll do a conditional. So if the user exists, we'll send an error, status 400. We'll throw the error. Throw new error. We'll say the user already exists. All right. And if user does not exist already, if user does not exist, now we need to make a new user. So const user going to equal voids user dot create a new user. All right. So we want to throw in the full name. Sometimes you might see this or this. Either one is okay. As you can see, we're getting full name back here. And since these two are going to match anyway, we can just do full name. And it'll be the same thing. So full name, we want the email, we want the username, and we want the password. Perfect. Okay. And then we check to make sure the user was entered. Check for the user. So if we have a user that was entered, we'll do res.status 201, meaning it was okay, we did it. .json. And in there, we're going to send the ID of that user. User dot underscore ID. do their full name. So if the user does exist, we're going to send all this information back. Full name, user dot full name, and username, user dot username, email, user dot email. We need the password, user dot password. We need they're admin or not. Is admin. User dot is admin. Here we go. And lastly, we need our token, which we will get by calling the generates token function and sending in the user's ID. User dot underscore ID. There we go. And else. We'll send an error. So we will throw an error if user is invalid. So say one of these were incorrect. One of them was a number, or one of them didn't match up to the restrictions we put on it in the user model. So we'll throw an error. We'll res.status 400. And we'll throw the new error. Throw new error. Say invalid user. Alright. Alright, so that is our register function complete. Now I need to come down here, export our function, register user. Just register. Cool. Alright, and since we have multiple functions for this controller, we're using the curlies. Usually if you just have one function, you would do export default and then the function name. But since we have more than one, we gotta send all of them through. Alright, so next thing we need to do, into our routes. Oh, we can't do our routes because we didn't make it yet. So save this, make a new folder, call this routes, new file, our user routes.js. There we go. Cool. Right. So we're going to need Express imports. Express from Express. There we go. Imports. Register. Hold on. We have more than one coming in, so we'll do register. There we go. From // controllers dot user controllers dot js. Alright. We'll make our router const router equals express dot capital R router. There we go. Alright. So for our register, this will be just from /, so API users /. So we're going to do router, hit enter, tab, dot routes, / this will be our post to register, and then we'll just call register. Boom. Perfect. So that one's good to go. Let's export our router. Default router. There we go. Save this real fast. Head over to our server. Let's import the routes. Imports user routes from /. Nope, not the package. routes, user routes.js. All right, so we're gonna need a middleware. Go back here where we did the routes. We'll do app. .use /API/users. So whenever we make the request, this will be the route we're going to hit. And then we'll do our user routes. Save that. All right. So if you have not already, I would suggest you download Postman. It is free to use. I'm going to go ahead and boot it up. I have it right here ready to go. So once you have Postman downloaded and booted up, go ahead and go to this little plus here. We're going to put in our local host. The port we're running on, 2000/API/users. And we're going to test out our post request. So what we're going to do, change this, click the little arrow right here, change it to post, bring it to the body, we'll click not binary. Where is, we should have JSON. Body, oh, wrong, there we go. Text JSON. All right, so we're going to send our first request. So we'll do brackets, right? And then we're going to need our full name. We'll do, let's do Carl. We'll do our username. And then we'll do the boy Carl. The boy Carl. Alright, username. We'll do password. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we'll do email. Carl at mail. And then we'll do if he is an admin or not. Is admin. And he will not be an admin. We'll leave that as false. Real quick, before we test this out, we got a very, very important step. We're going to head back to our user model. And we need to add in the salting functionality to salt our password. So we're going to go to user model. All right. Going to install bcrypt. Import bcrypt from bcrypt.js. Perfect. Here we go. We'll come right under the timestamps, under the closing parenthesis. And we're going to do user schema dot methods dot match password equals async. We make an async function with the entered password. So this will be the password the user enters when they register or log in. All right, thrown on curly braces, and we'll return await bcrypt dot compare to compare the two passwords. So it will compare the password we have on file, and it will compare the two, or the one that is also hashed. So if they both match, then we're good to go. So enter password, and then this dot password. So this dot password refers to this password, the one that was just entered. Alrighty. One more thing. So this is where we're going to encrypt the password. So user.schema pre, say save. Also a new an async function. Next, curly's. Alright, so if not this dot is modified the password. So the password is not encrypted yet. We'll do our curly's. We will hit next. All right, and then we'll salt. So const salt. This is where we will encrypt. Equals awaits b dot generate salt with a salt of 10, just like we did for our data. We seeded the users. And then we'll do this dot password. Again, this password refers to this one we just got from the registered user. Equal await encrypt dot hash. And then we'll do this dot password. And then the salt. And that is it for that. Now we can go back and test. Let's open up back Postman. And let's send it. Ooh. What happened? Let's see. Let's see. API, okay. Looks like it crashed. FAUs. Express JSON. Let's see. Hold on. Let's move this above, because we cannot call our app if it's not initiated yet. There we go. So our app has to be above where we call app, obviously. Sorry for that mistake. Hopefully you can get that resolved as well. Alright. Let's try this one more time. So yeah. Connect to the server, connect to MongoDB, should be all good. Head back to Postman. Close that up. Oh. Apologies, we are on port 3001, not 3000. Let's try that one more time. There we go. Boom. Got our 201. We did it. We created a new user. We have Carl, username, password, email is admin. Here we have his ID, full name, username, email, password. If he's admin, false, and the token. So for the next video, make sure you copy this token, because we're going to need to use it. But that's going to be it for this video. In the next video, we're going to look more into our controllers and routes and more Postman.